It's your girl, Jillian.
It's Lauren.
And this is
Cook Conversation.
Hey girl, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Can't complain. Can't complain.
How's your week been?
It's been good. I've been productive at work, which we love that.
Yes.
And just still like enjoying excuse me, just still enjoying North Carolina as I talked about in the last episode. I'm here, so still enjoying myself.
I
How
love
about
that.
you? How have you been this week?
Girl, I know I talked about it last week, but these 5-day weeks, finally back from 4-day weeks,
Oh
are whipping
yeah.
my ass. But, we're here pushing through, very productive, a lot of information. It's a lot of adrenaline and excitement going to the school year.
Yeah,
So,
what did Amaya say? You turn anxiety into excitement.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So what are you loving this week?
So I have been loving the lip bar.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
currently wearing the shade. Like how the girls do it. Look.
Okay, yeah, show us. There you go. Beautiful.
And the shade, what? Girl Boss.
Okay,
Love
period.
it. Love it, love it, love it. I
Very
actually
millennial.
had such a millennial. I actually had to go to Target like a couple weeks ago,
I
and I
understand. I
had to
understand.
go. I had to go. I was looking for something specific that they only had in Target, and then while I was there, I was like, you know, what's going to be in here? Let me support the lip bar, our girl lip bar. And sure enough, I went right back in the cosmetic section, got my little pickup, and I kind of bought it away. I'm like, this looks cute, and I've been loving it.
That's cute.
I love it.
I love how you still support it. Like honestly, like I had to go into Target to for something, and I like how you just were like, okay, let me at least grab a black owned business, like something from there, and grab and go like on my way here to support. So I love that.
Yes. So what have you been loving this week?
So one of my guilty pleasures when I come home to North Carolina is like hitting up all like the fast food restaurants that I
Ooh.
miss in Philly, because in Philly, like I live in the city, so most of the time I'm like eating at restaurants and things like that, even when I'm
Yeah.
getting a quick bite. So I don't have like all my little go-tos. So I've been eating Cookout,
Yes.
Bojangles, Qdoba, Zaxby's is on my list. Like all the chains that like, and I've been drinking a lot of Starbucks. I don't really drink Starbucks back home either. So I kind of like let myself indulge while I'm home because I don't eat it often and I don't like eat it. It's like not a part of my regular diet anymore. So I'm like, whatever, I'm home. Like I'm about to chow down.
Girl, I'm gonna tell y'all what. If y'all do not know, the Cookout in North Carolina slaps. The Zaxby's in North Carolina slaps. The Bojangles in North Carolina slaps. Every time I'm driving down South Carolina and we pit past Emporia off 58th, those who know, you know, I'm stopping at that Bojangles right across the state line, okay, in Nash County. So
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
For you.
What's been impacting you this week?
So, in the spirit of the new school year, back to 5-day weeks, I have really been locking in, and a part of locking in being, working and from 5 days a week, all day in meetings is to make sure that my meal prep is on point. So my meal prep has been impacting me. I'm like very much locked back in just because like when you're in a school, you don't always have time to like go leave, pick up something. And that was an expensive, one, and two, high sodium. So I'm like, I don't want to do all that. So I have been locked in. You know what I'm saying? I have been meal prepping my breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day this week.
Period.
We have not eaten out at all this week, like even to like the sweet treats. So every kind of snack, every kind of like sodas. I love an Olipop for a prebiotic and still get the nice little fizz. My waters to all my fruits and every breakfast.
I
all
love
these
that.
things we have been locked in meal prepping. And even this week, even me being on my cycle this week, my pants feel a little bit looser because summer bodies are actually made in the kitchen. They're so made in the kitchen.
That is so true.
They're reinforced, but they're really made in the kitchen.
That is so true. It really is about what you eat. I love that because I've been thinking about starting to meal prep again because I really was going crazy with the DoorDash. And if you know me before, I did not DoorDash unless like I had to, like I was dying. I feel like it's like a waste of money, but lately, oh my gosh, especially over the summer when my AC wasn't working that well, I didn't really want to cook.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So like when I get back, it's on and popping, and I was actually thinking about like even though I work from home mostly, I was gonna think about like still meal prepping because I'm I'm busy and sometimes I'll like end up ordering food for lunch instead of just
Mhm.
like making it. So I was like, I might just do like some meal preps for myself for like being at home and just having more things at home instead of like eating out. Cause like you said, then you can control your sodium, yada
Yes.
yada yada. So I love that. That's inspiring
Yes.
me. So
What's been impacting you this week?
being able to just like hang out with some of my close friends, like, in Philly, I'm still like, getting to know people and things like that. So being able to just like pull up on my friends last minute, like, hey, I'm about to come over. So like I went
Yes.
to go see one of my friends last night, her and her husband, and they have two kids. And so I was able to like go see them again. Like I already got to see them once. So I was like, you know what? After work, I'm just gonna come by, like, and hang
Why
out.
not?
Why not? And like spend some time. And then this morning I went and that's my adventure. That's my adventure. The
Okay, okay,
point
okay.
is, the point is, let me not get ahead of myself. Let me
Getting too
not get
much.
ahead of
Okay.
myself. The point is, like, it's been really nice just being able to just like pop in, hang out with some friends, like last minute. And I still have some more friends to visit, so that's one of the reasons why I'm staying so long, so I can kind of see the girlies, see everyone, and enjoy like my time. Yes. Okay, so what have you been listening to?
So, actually, not a book this week.
Okay.
I mean, I finished Rhythms Blues. I talked about it last episode. Great book. Check it out by Kimberly Brown. Love that. But no, I have my husband, but I also have my one first true love, which is Christopher Maurice Brown. Even though he is so controversial these days, but golly, that was my man in '06. I had a whole shrine of them. My mom actually posted a picture of my shrine on Facebook for my birthday. So that being said, girl, cringe, cringe. Um, that being said, his new song just dropped with Bryson Tiller, It Depends.
Ooh.
I have been listening to that song like on repeat. Like yesterday in the car on the way to work, it
Hmm.
was on repeat. And then at work at my meetings, I like put an AirPod in, it was on repeat.
Love like when you get a new song and you just want to play it over and over again. There's like no better feeling than being like, this song slaps.
It slaps. And there's all, Chris Brown is a dancer, has a little dance to it on TikTok. Will not
That's
let
what the
it.
girls been. Okay, yes, I know
Yes,
exactly what you're
yes,
doing.
it's so good, and it's like such a like a good like Chris Brown is a true R&B artist, and he
He
be
is.
loving on the girls, and he be yearning on the girls. Talk about Passenger Princess, baby, that's me.
I love how at his meet and greets he'll let you like do whatever, like, or hold you and stuff like that. I don't blame the girls. I don't blame the girls at all.
I do not. I would play big money for that. And honestly, like if I was not a married woman, I would be backstage and I would have him lift me up because I want to be in his arms. Like I want to. That
It's
16-year-old
I was
Lauren.
gonna say it's young Lord. Oh my god. But yeah, we don't condone anything that Chris Brown has done or anything like that at all. He's our childhood.
He's a
He's our
crush. He's a crush. And he's easy on the eyes, and he can sing and dance. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to. What have you been jamming to this week?
So honestly, like the Spotify mixes. So I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I'm usually like an Apple Music girly, but their mixes aren't really good. And so since honestly we started the podcast, I've been getting more into Spotify because that's the platform we use to publish on. And we have our Cocoa Conversations playlist. So any of the songs we mentioned, remember, like we added to our playlist. You can add songs as well by like mentioning it in the comments. So little tidbit there. But yeah, so I've been getting more into Spotify and I feel like they get me. Like I have put on like
Girl,
chill mix, turn mix, this mix and like no skips. No skips. I'm just like jamming, enjoying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I think I'm a Spotify girly now. I think I'm switching
girl.
over.
It's so funny that you say that because since our podcast, I've been on Spotify heavy, especially because of Apple Music. Like you was my go-to, like
Right.
Apple Music, whatever. But those Spotify mixes, and then like the auto replays after are just so
Yes.
good.
It's
And
so good.
I love Apple Music, but like, girl, I don't want to hear Sativa by Jedi Echo every single time I get off
Yes,
a
it's
playlist.
like they want to pick like one song after. It's like it's so predictable, and then
Yes,
it'll just give you like five songs and then start repeating them. They have nothing to do with each other. It's like you can't really get into that flow with Apple Music, and I really
no,
don't. I'm not someone who curates a whole bunch of like playlists myself. I'm just like not like that, and I like a mix of music. And so
yes,
I prefer when a mix is made for me. I love like a pre-mix playlist or whatever. But yeah, the Apple Music ones, I feel like I've consistently always said that I would haven't enjoyed them. So now I think I'm gonna be a Spotify girly. Like I think I'm gonna try to like get rid of my Apple Music soon. Um So we'll see. But yeah, I've been enjoying the Spotify mixes.
I know.
Our playlist, of course.
What's your favorite playlist that you've been going to right now for Spotify?
Like a chill mix, but it's like they
Mhm.
make it based off of like
Like your
my
profile and like,
interests. Yeah, like
yeah,
the daily
okay.
mix, the Beyonce mix.
The Beyonce,
I
yeah.
was working out to the Get Turnt mix.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's still like, I'm still getting used to it, like the dashboard and everything like that, and how I can find mixes and do all that stuff like that. But I've been really enjoying my little mixes on Spotify.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So, what was your adventure this week?
So this venture, again, we're trying to be tourists, my husband and I, in our hometown. So we finally went to Forest Hill Park in the city of Richmond. Over the weekend. We have been dying. I've been trying to go, die to go. And I just know there's like some like cool like ponds. Like I see it on TikTok. I'm like, oh, I get to the pond. Girl, it's like a hike down to this pond.
Oh
Like I
wow.
was in Kilo Park. I have like a little like t-shirt dress and some sneakers. I thought I was like, oh, we're just gonna take a little stroll. I'm like, oh
It was a
no.
hike.
It was a hike. I wasn't prepared. But it was cool. I felt very whimsical. Like I felt like I was a fairy.
Yes.
You get to kind of like you get to climb up and like you kind of like climb on top of this like kind of we can walk across like pipe. There's like a stream. You get like real
Oh,
water from this.
cool.
You
So you
can
can be
get
a little
water.
adventurous.
It's a little adventurous and like you kind of get a little lost because like we
Mhm.
were walking like I don't know where we were going, but some of it's paved, some of it's like a more difficult hike, and we went from the paved part to like the steps part to after you saw the pond. I'm like meandering and like, oh, there's this like little like walkway over this like water pipe. Let's just walk into the forest. You know, we're climbing up him and climbing up. But it was so fun. It
Would
was
y'all
so.
go back?
I would definitely go back. I
Yeah.
would. And I realized I didn't know that it was part of the larger trail systems in Richmond.
Hmm.
So like Richmond is basically they call it River City because it's like borders the James River, which is a river
Hmm.
that's really big in Virginia, goes across the whole entire state, and it's all these parks are connected, part of the river trail system. So
Oh wow.
you could walk it. A lot of people are biking it to like Belle Isle, which is another area. It's a huge map. It's about like 7-10 miles. So you can do Belle Isle. You can get to Browns Islands. The girls from RVA, it like basically wraps around the entire city, like on the edge borders
Oh,
from like the
that's
north side
cool.
to the south side. So I thought it was so cool, the river's edge. So
And now you have like endless kind of like possibilities of like going back. Okay, like we can go this way this week, and next
yes,
week we can go this way, and like kind of
yes,
gives y'all like a new activity to like revisit often because there's so
yes.
many options. That's
I love that. So I
cool.
cannot wait in the fall because it's gonna be so pretty when the leaves change. They have farmers markets on Sundays, and I think they do yoga at the farmers market on Sundays. So I will find
Ooh,
myself there
I
this
love
fall.
that. A
Yes,
little community yoga is so nice, and you can kind of like mix and mingle with people afterwards.
yes, I love it.
I like that.
So, what has been your adventure for this week?
So this week, I kind of like almost spilled it a little bit, but this morning, me and my friend Jordan went to go like work at a coffee shop together because we both like work from home mostly. So it was nice. It was like, a baby adventure, but we had fun. Like, and I was able to get a lot of work done because we were focused, we were locked in, but then
Okay.
also, we were kikiing a little bit. I had an amazing like cinnamon dulce latte. It was so
Ooh,
good. It's this place called Meeples. It's in Cary, North Carolina. But yeah, that was my adventure. Not much to say on it. Just like enjoyed like a nice little coffee work from home date with my bestie. So yeah.
love that. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. I love like a good co-working time, like
Hmm.
with your friend or with your work bestie or your bestie in a coffee shop and you're getting work done, being productive, but it's changing the pace.
Hmm.
I absolutely love that.
Okay,
I
so
love
for
that.
you, what do you want to inform the girls of this week?
Okay, so
Hmm.
today when I was on TikTok, I was so bad because it's like, do I go to TikTok? No, not all of it, because I do watch the 11 o'clock news. But I'm after work, I go to TikTok. Like
Hmm.
I do scroll like everyone else does. But I saw that everyone was talking about how on congress.gov
Hmm.
that somehow Article 1, specifically Section 9 and 10 from the Constitution was removed from the website.
Oh, what
And
does
then
that part of the Constitution say?
basically, it's a part that includes habeas corpus. So in the Latin meaning means like you have the body,
Hmm.
a judicial order, a court order compelling law enforcement, or other authorities to bring a prisoner before the court and explain the legal basis of their detention. So, like, who could use it? Prisoners can use it to challenge the conviction, sentence, or constitutionality of their prison conditions. Immigrants to contest unlawful immigration detentions. No, and so other things like that. Given the times that we're in right now, like how they removed it, now they say people are saying it was a glitch, and now it's back on there. If you go to congress.gov, Article 1, Section 9 and 10 are listed.
Mm-hmm.
But the conspiracy theories, I think, habeas corpus, I think, is specifically listed on Section 9. Do not quote me. But, like, you have to remove 10. If you don't remove 9, remove 10, something's going to be missing. One of them. You can't, whatever. But the point is, stay vigilant out here.
Yeah.
Our administration is doing things, very, very sneaky things, and to see who's really paying attention.
Exactly.
And if you see something, you need to call it out because it affects all of us. Just because of what's happening now in our climate of our administration and our country may not be affecting you personally, doesn't mean it's not going to eventually.
Exactly.
So it's really important as we are citizens here, people who reside here, to really just stay on it, stay on point, watch the news. I know last week you talked about what's happening in Texas, Democrats, like, our democracy is on the line. We always have to fight for it, and we have fought for it before, and we will continue to fight for it today. Y'all ain't slick. Stop moving stuff in the Constitution. We all the
so slick.
Like, you're not slick.
Republicans always have to cheat to win.
Okay.
And it's just crazy because it's like, yeah, they put it back, but obviously, like, when you go back and read it, like you said, like when you go back and see like what that like entail, it's kind of like, that was mighty specific for, So I think, yeah, but I agree with you. Stay vigilant out here. I know it's very overwhelming. I just started by like reading like one thing a day. Like, if you see it on TikTok, go fact check on like some other articles. Same with what you hear from like us and other podcasters. We're not journalists, so definitely go look at other sources too. But we definitely want to give you just like what we've been seeing, going on and things like that, just to kind of give you a heads up because we're starting to be a lot more vigilant ourselves too.
Yes. It's so important. So, what's your current event this week?
Okay, so my current event is kind of like a memorial flashback kind of a current event. So, if you've probably been seeing, like on Hulu released a new Katrina documentary by Ryan Coogler. It's a docuseries. It's really profound. It's heart-wrenching. I know I've been somebody, I knew about Hurricane Katrina. Obviously, it was in 2005. So I was in the 5th grade and 6th grade. So, like, I knew what was going on. I remember it being such a tragedy because I remember just being like, okay, FEMA didn't get there to them on time. And it's kind of like turned to this disaster. But honestly, I haven't had the heart or the stomach to be able to watch any other documentaries like since then because I just know it's going to be heartbreaking. And it was. But it's been 20 years. As of August 29th, it'll be 20 years. And I ended up watching it just because I'm like, there's a lot of, it's a very informative docuseries. And I think it's important to see like how the government reacted during this time, especially towards Black Americans. But it was just really heartbreaking and sad. And a lot of the survivors are speaking out on TikTok. So that's like one of the good things about social media is like, when Spike Lee first put his docuseries out back in 2006, like there wasn't TikTok for like people to come forward to like, hey, actually I was there. Like,
right.
So hopefully people are able to connect, those who have been like displaced because that was like another big thing. A lot of people were displaced during that time. So yeah, it's like really it's really heartbreaking, but I don't know, proud of the survivors for surviving like something like that and, being able to get through a horrific situation. But yeah, I encourage anybody to watch it if you feel like you can have the stomach for it. It is heartbreaking, but I think it is very informative.
I love that. I need to go ahead and watch it. I remember Katrina. I was in the 9th grade. I went to Catholic school, and my teacher was a Black woman, and she was from New Orleans, and her sister was in New Orleans, and her niece during Katrina, and they were displaced, obviously, so they had to come up to Virginia, and her daughter came to our school, and then her niece came to school, and then her sister, our school gave her a job or like a substitute job, whatever, and she would tell us the stories of like what happened. And I remember being in the 4th grade, just like listening to it, like how high the water rose and how they were sitting on their beds, and and they were just like in their rooms, they were stuck trying to get to the roof, like all these, like I remember hearing these profound stories.
Wow.
like in the night and as a 9-year-old and hearing it from their lens, and she would talk about how proud she was to be from New Orleans. It's like the beginning of the school year,
They
and
have such
then
a rich culture.
it is such a rich, beautiful, beautiful culture, you know. So I was obviously emotionally invested into it as a young little
Mm-hmm.
girl, watching documentary with the levees broke with my parents, and just seeing like, what does rape mean? Like, what do you
Mm,
mean? What is FEMA? What's a levee? How did they break? You know,
yeah.
it's like, you know, you're hearing all these big, you know, jarring words, and you're seeing the images on TV. Like they were everywhere. And those of y'all who remember, like, Good Morning America, CNN,
People
MSNBC,
just on their rooftops and
like
and you're just
waving.
like, oh my gosh,
Like this is not a real thing. Like, and you don't realize how high that water is until I feel like when we went to New Orleans the first time for your 25th birthday, and like seeing like, wait a minute, this
that's
water is
insane.
right, and
Yeah.
like seeing it, like being walking that land and seeing and really how high that water rose.
And even like when we went just this last time over the summer, I remember like that was my first time going to the Superdome. And like for me, when I think of Superdome, I think of Katrina. I think of like
Yes.
the victims that had to be in the Superdome because that was a big thing. Oh, these people are in the Superdome. They're in the Superdome. And so like
Mhm.
I don't know, like when I went for the concert the first night, I was just like walking up. I was like, oh my god, this is where like everybody was. Like this place is huge. Like people were in here like trying to survive and like
Yes.
hoping for the best. Like I definitely think about Katrina. Like the times I've gone to New Orleans as
Mhm.
well. Yeah.
Well, I encourage y'all to watch the documentary,
Hmm.
Stay Vigilant. But I hope you enjoyed this week's Lilac Report. As always, hit up your best friend. Ask her, what is she loving? What's impacting y'all? What are y'all jamming to? What are your adventures? And what's the current event that's got y'all talking? Let's get into
Yes.
what's next.
All right, so let's get into this week's main topic. So I say this all the time. Me and Lauren are in our reflective years. It just is what it is.
It is what it is.
So something that we want to touch on for this episode is quarter life crisis, myth or reality. We're both past that like quarter life crisis time period, like your mid 20s. I would say like 24 to 26.
Hmm.
And then on, it kind of carries on from there to the rest of your 20s. So I know you talk a lot about Saturn return. Like we started to go through things. Lauren was like, "It's your Saturn return. It's your Saturn return." So like, where like give the girls a little lesson on the Saturn return and like how that all plays into like your quarter life crisis.
Okay. So your Saturn return. For my astrology girlies out there, your Saturn return is a time period usually in your late 20s, like 27 to like 30-ish,
Hmm.
when Saturn is in the same placement the time when you're born. And it happens in this like 27-ish, on average between 27 and 30-ish year increments.
Uh
You can
huh.
see like your midlife crisis is going to happen again in your 50s and your 40s. Another
Uh
thing
huh.
it happens again in like in your later years in your life, as you're reflecting on your life when you're a bit older.
Hmm.
But, you know, a lot of things happening. People talk about crazy things happening, death, you know, maybe lost a
Mm.
job, to, you know, your life is flipping upside down. You can't understand why you can't get a control of it.
Hmm.
And it happens. And I remember going to my yoga studio last year, and I was talking to some girls who are a little bit older than me.
Hmm.
And I was like letting them know, like, yeah, like everything's kind of going crazy in my life right now. Like it's been crazy for the past year. And this lady who was 40 and phenomenal Black queen told me, she said, let go. And I'm thinking she'll say, let go and let God. She said, let go or be dragged down. I said, oh,
Okay.
they were like, Josh, like, you're like your Jesus years. You're not 33. It's gonna start. I'm like 33. But you know, I will say this. Like, I think I have learned personally. 'Cause a lot of things have happened specifically me personally. My husband and I got married, and when we were 27. We had a long engagement. My life is kind of crazy right now. I lost my grandmother suddenly, and then 2 months later, his grandfather dies. Like my job was like all over the place. I mean, it was just so much going on, so much conflict. I lost friends. Like I felt betrayal. Like, Lord, what is happening to me? Like, what is happening?
Hmm.
But honestly, it's just a part of life, and it's just
You have to
the
just
way
embrace it.
you have to embrace the change. But I've learned to be okay with being uncomfortable. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to feel weird. It's okay to have very hard struggle moments because
Yeah,
you have to learn how to get through them because
they're gonna happen.
they're gonna happen. What about you? How was it like for you? Did you
No, I definitely can like relate to that. I feel like when you told me that, because you opened up to me about that, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Because I would say like before then, 20 like the typical midlife crisis, like around 24, 25, like where they say I definitely started like having like some heavy reflecting, like, oh my gosh, like I'm in my mid 20s, yada, yada, yada. I feel like 27, I got that second win. And then that's when I started getting dragged.
okay?
Like I had a like lot of like life events as well, like happen in between those years. Like I had grandparents, I lost like all three of my grandparents within like 6 years of each other, like 2 years increments, and like very much like job instability during that time, lost friendship, like to the T, like definitely had all that go on. But honestly, like you said, you also realize during that time that like life happens, don't victimize yourself. It's not just you, you have to learn how to like ride these waves out and learn how to like enjoy life where you're at and try to get through them. But it definitely like is a lot. It's a lot, it's heavy. But I think that, like, for me, just trying to, like, okay, like, once you realize you're in that place, yeah, let go. I feel like when you told me that stuff, I was like, you know
You
what?
have
I'm
to
gonna
let
let
go.
go. Let go. I was like, and also, like, be honest with yourself. If things aren't going well, you can be like, you know what? Things aren't going well for me right
They're
now. You
not
know what?
going.
They're just freaking not. They're
They're
not
not.
going well. And that's, and it doesn't mean that they won't be going well for you in the future. Things can be not going well right now doesn't mean tomorrow in a year. I will say it's a long period,
It
so in
is.
that sense I would definitely think it's like reality, like as far as like quarter life crisis, because it's a lot of reflecting. I feel like now that I'm 30, I'm starting to kind of like, okay, that was like really chaotic, like where am I at now? Like I feel like I'm in the place where I'm like more of like a rebuild place, and
Mhm.
so hopefully by like 32, 30, 33 in my Jesus years, hopefully I can see a little bit more abundance. But I definitely feel like I went through a lot the last several years, a couple years, for sure, for sure.
Transitional period. Because it's like you're
Yeah.
expecting, plus you're 25, that prefrontal cortex is loaded, it's ready to
Oh
go,
yeah.
locked
There's
in.
a lot of clarity that comes. That's true. You
Hmm.
do get a lot of clarity when you turn 25. Does feel like a shift.
Hmm.
And I don't care if it's placebo effect or not. Like it is really great though, because you feel like, wow, like you have a lot more perspective. I think it definitely has something to do with like being on Earth for 25 years.
Yes.
Because even though if you've like, we've all been through things, even within those 25 years, but like being able to like step back and like perspective over things really, really helps. And I feel like that's the age where you really start to see like the bigger picture really play out in your life.
Oh,
And I
yes.
think it kind of like helps you to like look forward to the future and see like what's next.
Yes, I agree. My grandmother, who's 97, she always says, like, at 25, that's the oldest you'll ever be. That's when you stop growing up. And then you kind of live your life. Because it's true. Because it's like, you
Yeah.
think about it, even in like the psychology world, like, there was always this debate between, like, what is adulthood? And then
Hmm.
there's a saying calling the merging adulthood.
Uh-huh.
It's really between 18 and 25. Like, adulthood is not, you're technically still in adolescence. It's almost
Hmm.
like the later part of adolescence till you're 25 years old. And some people call it merging adulthood. I've heard different terminologies, but
Hmm.
it's true. Your prefrontal cortex is not, developed until you're about 25 years old, which is like the part of your brain that decision making, emotion regulations, all those things, that takes time to develop. I mean, that's a very intricate part of your brain
Yeah.
that you have to learn from experiences. And as you live in life, that your brain grows and knows you and gets stronger. But 25, you're like, clarity, I think I know everything. Like you said, you
Yes.
second win, and then the world goes, that wave knocks your
Knocks
ass
you
down.
out. It really does. Y'all, hold on tight. It is okay. It
Okay.
is okay. Okay, so for us, like I know like some part of our adulthood, like we were affected by COVID. Like
Yes.
that was a big deal. I know for me, I was 24, you were 23. We both had just graduated the year
Mhm.
before. We had just partied in New Orleans like a
Yes.
month before. What do you think? Do you feel like that played into your like midlife crisis and like going into that like Saturn return, like the kind of like your mid to late 20s, like having COVID be during such a pivotal time, like right on the money, like right when
Girl,
we're going through
yes.
like our mid 20s?
I was thinking about it. Like yesterday, I was at
Hmm.
work, and there's a new teacher at work, young little black girl, and I'm so
Yes.
excited. She's full of energy, and she's like 24, and I'm just thinking about time, like 24. I'm like, how are you 24, born in this year? And I was just 24. more. But I feel like, because of the era of COVID, the time of COVID, I feel like a lot of like my 20s were like, we got robbed of our 20s, like our
Mm-hmm.
glory years of our 20s when we are young and hot. I mean, I'm still young and hot, but like
Yeah.
really young and hot. Like you're young, a baby young, and you're figuring life out. You're starting a new career. You're graduating from college, trying to figure out yourself, what you like, all these things, and kind of be in this really explorative stage.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we were robbed of that because, 2020, like you said, you were 24 going 25. You celebrated your 25th birthday. I turned 24 that summer. And it's like, okay, we really didn't like start opening back up for real till like 2023, like a full
No,
open.
for real.
And things
Yeah.
I feel like in 2025 today, like now I feel like it's back to normal. Normal. Now we're 5 years removed from the incident when everything in the world just shut down. But I do feel like I was robbed. I feel like robbed, and I do feel like everyone's in the house. A lot of big emotions going along right now. But I also think with all the stuff that was happening in COVID, with all the protests going in the streets, there were a lot of young
Mm-hmm.
people. We were our peers that were out there. We were
Yeah.
frustrated. A lot of our peers lost jobs. We have like job instability. I think it was insecurity. People were unemployment. Like people were at home. People were in very uncomfortable positions at home. And, it just wasn't like a fun time. Like the
Yeah.
world was kind of sucky. And I feel like, and then you're kind of getting some clarity. And then Saturn Return happens like right around the same time. You're like, well, duh,
Yes.
you're like,
I
I
agree.
what's going on here? Why can't I be happy? Why can't I have been born like 10 years earlier? Like,
I know. I like so relate to the whole like kind of like missing that exploratory phase. Like I
Mhm.
was so excited because I did, an extra 2 years of school, like an extra like a whole program. So like all my other peers, like they had graduated already. And so I was like ready to like, okay, I'm gonna be out and about, I'm gonna have my job and like and get like, just start my life. And it really put us at a halt. Like, thank God I had a job through COVID, but that changed. Like my whole industry honestly changed and how like we work. And then also like, yeah, I stayed at home, which was really nice, like getting to do that. And then even when I moved on my own, it was still like during, COVID, like the end parts of COVID, where it was still very much on lockdown. So even though I was like starting this new chapter, I really feel like I didn't get to thrive in that chapter because I was just combating like all the effects of like COVID and like,
Mhm.
and everybody went through that, right? So it's like not
Yeah.
just us, but it did. I really do feel like it had impacts because then it was like you said, like once we get into that late 20s where it's like you kind of freak out a little bit. You're like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting towards the next chapter. Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what's
Yes.
going on? For us, like once we were entering those later years, that's when we finally got to get that exploratory like
Mhm.
phase when we didn't really get to have that in our mid 20s or like right after we graduated from school and being
Mhm.
able to have that like those moments and like grow up in a lot of ways, honestly.
Yeah.
Kind of like start to get into our adulthood. So I feel like there was a lot going on at once. It's like you're trying to figure out how to be an adult on your own, exploring different avenues,
Right.
and then also you're coming up with like the fact that you're about to enter this new decade and you're in your Saturn return and things just start not going well for you, which again, life goes in cycles. You really
It
can't do
does.
anything about it. But yeah, I feel like it had a big impact on me as well. And now that we're 5 years out, it's like I can really reflect and think through that. Whereas before it was just kind of like frustrating. And like you said, we were
Mhm.
going through so much social unrest at the time. Really, especially as Black Americans, like we were really the main focus during that time.
Yeah.
And that was extremely heavy to deal with, to still be working. And then like turn on the news and see a lot of injustice or see a lot of different like racial tones and things like that. So it was a very heavy time,
It was. A
for
lot of sad
sure.
sorrow.
Hmm.
But everyone says I'm looking forward to my 30s. Like
Yes.
people are saying the 30s are your new 20s. But for real, for us 90s babies, it really is
It
because
really is.
we got robbed in our 20s. So
We
we're
got
gonna live in our
robbed.
30s like
Hmm.
this is or we're like 25.
I've
So
heard that too, though. Like I've heard that your 30s are so fun. I'm having fun so far.
I love it. I'm very very reflective right now in this last
Hmm.
29th year, trying to close a chapter, trying to whatever, but I'm very excited to what's up ahead, what life's going to live up ahead. But yeah, I'm living my 30s. 30 where?
Yeah.
Hot. My mom said 30s is your 20s with money. So
Period.
I need to make sure that I am ready to go in my 30s. So
Okay.
we can be
Outside.
outside for real,
For
okay?
real.
Not baby girl, little girl outside, big girl outside.
Big girl outside, okay?
Yes. Okay. So what was indicator in your life that you were like, this was my quarter life crisis? Like, I'm going through a quarter life
I
crisis.
don't know. I feel like it was like me being really emotional. Like I do feel like I made a lot of like impulse like, big girl buys. So I was like, I'm
Yes.
an adult now. I bought my car before I moved to Philly. It was cute. And then like in 2022, I bought my condo. And like I
Mhm.
don't take any of these things back, but I definitely was like, oh my gosh, like I'm a big girl now. Like I gotta get, get what I need and like, just kind of like flexing my adulthood a little bit during that time. And it was like, okay, girl, slow down,
Okay.
Savannah. Okay, it was kind of like that. So I feel like that definitely was like somewhat of an indicator where you're like, okay, I need to like get some things done or I need to like,
Now, the way you're moving so quickly, I remember when you were like in the car, you're like sending me the link. Jill's like sending me a link. Oh, this car is cute. And I'm like, oh, cute. Oh, I've got the. She's coming this week.
I love Becky. She's still rolling too.
I
She's a good
know.
guy.
I
And she
know.
paid off.
I
That's
know.
my
She's like,
girl.
I love it. I love it. I love Becky. I remember Becky. You were like, it got delivered off the because you had to order
Yes.
cars online.
Yeah, because y'all were there the first day it came because we
Yes.
oh no, you weren't. We were
I was.
coming up to
Y'all were
visit
coming for my
you.
birthday. You were coming up for my
Uh,
birthday. Yes.
uh,
That the COVID birthday that was supposed to be in Charleston ended up being my
yes.
parents.
But I got a really good deal on that car because it was during COVID. The
Yes.
interest rates were so low. But yeah, no, seriously, I was like moving kind of fast, but still just trying like again, it was kind of like an exploratory phase where you're like kind of
Yes.
trying to figure things out. And like now I'm so much more balanced, or like I'm getting into the balance of things at 30, which it's all fun. We all have indicators that we're
Yes.
like, what about you? Like, what do you feel like your indicators were?
My indicator was I was 25.
Hmm.
Backtrack. The year is 2021. I am 24 going on 25.
Hmm.
My boyfriend, now husband at the time, now husband, gets his new job in Richmond. His lease is up in September. I'm at my parents' house. He asked me to move in with him. I was like, I don't know. I'm married. I don't know. My mom and my sister were like, girl, you know that boy gonna marry you. Mind you, we got ring shop and everything. I was like, okay, I'll go. So I go and I move in with my boyfriend, now husband, to Richmond, Virginia in September 2021, thinking that I would apply for a job. I applied for some jobs that summer, nothing really able to stick. But I work in education. Like, there's always a job in education.
Yeah.
Girl, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do this for a little bit. So I was commuting the Glen Allen area of Richmond, of those who know. So west of the city to all the way downtown Newport News. And I drove 180 miles round trip every single day. And I woke
That
up
was
at
insane.
4:30 in the morning. As someone I've lived in Hampton Roads all my life. Like I went to school there. Granted, I didn't live at home when I went to Hampton, but
Hmm.
I'm from Newport News, which is a town over from Hampton. So all I knew was Hampton Roads. I really had husband, had the movers. I only put all my stuff down to 3, like those big black bins, the yellow tops, like you
Hmm.
from Sam's and stuff. I had put my life into those 3 bins and my shoe boxes because I have all my shoes. They put them on that movers and I never looked back and I never went home.
Hmm.
And I did that thinking I have a job soon. Girl, I did that commute for 2 school years.
Yeah,
And
that was
it was
insane.
insane. And I did not get a job until I found out I got a job in the Richmond area after 2 years, the Monday before our wedding. So it was like, I mean, all the pieces
That
did
was
a
such a
lot.
serendipitous moment, though. Like you getting your
Right.
job and having like that was such a nice time. It could
It
have came
was.
sooner, but we're happy.
But girl, that put I bet honestly, my life was crazy. Girl, I was waking up like, mind you, my school started at 7:15. We had to be there. Kids came in at 7:30, so I had to leave my house. I had to wake up at 4:30 to leave at the house at 5:30 to get to work at 7:15, and then turn around and go back home. And like, I did it every single day. I did it every day. I put 55,000 miles on my car in 2 years. But, I'm glad I did it. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about discipline. It was very impulsive, but I was like, I found an opportunity to like get out my mama's house. And I love my mom. Shout out to my mom, to my daddy. I love them. But sometimes I gotta go. I didn't get an opportunity to
Yeah.
like move away for college. So
You
this is
can't
my
always be
opportunity.
comfortable.
Yeah.
You have to
So
kind of push yourself.
I did, and I learned a lot about myself. I got into reading and audiobooks thanks to Jamie, and then my bestie in law. I listened to a lot of good music. I did a lot of prayer and reflection.
Hmm.
I was just my body was. I put my body through a lot of stress. I would never do it again. Like
Yeah.
Beyonce said, I
Yeah.
would never ever push myself like that ever again. I would never ever do that again. But I'm glad that I did it, and I learned a lot about myself. But I feel like I have some stripes. On me, I got some little streak. Yeah, I did that,
Yeah,
and
that was intense. That's
got
like when I moved to Philly. I could have like stayed at my dad's house longer, but
mhm.
like my company relocated me and I was like, actually, I'm not waiting until I'm coming now. Like I was like,
Yes,
I need to get out of the house. Like I was like, it's time. I think we were itching for that exploratory
yes,
time where we thought we were gonna have it and we had it for a little bit and then it kind of got snatched from us
mhm.
less than a year from us graduating where we really didn't get to feel it. So then it was like as soon as we had the opportunity, even though it did not, people were telling me I was crazy. I know people telling you you're crazy
Yes,
too for doing it, for like, uprooting our lives and leaving in not the perfect situation or
right.
scenario. But it's like it doesn't always have to. I think we both learned that it doesn't always have to be the perfect situation. Like I was alone a lot because things weren't really open. I was in a new city, but I reflected a lot. Like some things I wasn't able to do at home. I had a lot of time with myself, and I think that helped me and prepared me for like going into those later years that we both had. I think that's why we're able to like get to a point where we could let go because we had been through some really isolating times where we really
Yes,
had to like kind of be with ourselves and like not ideal not ideal moments that we both chose to do. You know what I
girl.
mean? Like
So crazy. It's like, I'm like driving, like I only had an hour and a half going to work, hour and a half after work to really sit here with myself. And don't
mhm.
really have traffic, it's like 2 hours. And just sit and reflect. Sometimes you get tired of music. I ran
Yeah.
Renaissance through the ground. And sometimes I didn't want to listen to audiobook. And you have to kind of just sit there in the silence with your thoughts, with yourself, and
Mhm.
reflect on decisions and the consequences of your actions, good and bad. You're like,
Yes.
it's like you have to pour stuff in the mirror, but I'm so glad I did it because I've got like you learn like just so much discipline. But
Yeah.
that was a big one, and also impulsively a fun one was my wedding. Like I wasn't messing that damn
Oh
wedding.
my gosh, that was like her job, her second job. Okay, we had Pinterest boards, like mind you, the venue was booked before she was engaged. So
Yes,
that's how like they were going venue shopping prior to even being engaged. Like this is how
yes,
serious this wedding was. I had the date of the wedding in my phone a year before they got engaged and then the
yes.
2 years because they knew the date, they just needed to find a venue, had everything locked in before she even got that ring. Like that's how
Okay,
serious this and it went off without hit no notes.
no
No
notes,
notes.
no notes. Notes. So this is fine. But I really did have the big wedding, and sometimes I talk
That's
about
just how you
like
are.
that's just who I am. I would maybe I would go back and not do that again. And I'm like, actually, I freaking would because
I loved it.
it was so much fun.
And I feel
Like,
like y'all got married kind of younger, and I feel like that's definitely still the vibe. Like you still have like a lot, you still have more like friends in, like a lot of like, your family friends are really still invested in you and involved with you or whatever, because you're still kind of like, in your 20s. And so I
mhm.
feel like it's normal to have like a bigger kind of like, and you're still in that. I feel like now that I'm 30, I definitely have like different, for me, my future husband, I have like different like, views, which you probably
Yes.
do too. If you
Oh
got married
yeah.
within the next couple years, it'd probably be different. But like at
Yes.
that age, I would literally like, I was like, I love this.
I would invite
Of
everybody. I'm like
course,
her.
like yeah, invite everybody, like all the Pinterest boards, all the pomp and circumstance, like we're doing it all, like we're doing it up,
It
like hello,
was good.
I loved it.
I just love something about with y'all, like my close friends, like my best friends, my sisters, for real, like
Hmm.
my sisters and my brother. I just love being able to celebrate that moment with you all and just share and just like be fun. I'm like, wow, I'm a child bride at 27.
Literally, you were a child bride. You were a lovely, beautiful child
Thank
bride. I
you.
loved your dress. I'm thinking about now, I suppose. It was
Thank
just so
you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
So
The theme of my
I'm
wedding
here
was
for it.
summer renaissance for the girls know. It
Yeah,
was Renaissance was
like
Beyonce's always the muse.
yeah. This was literally not. Yeah,
It was
it was a
but
whole thing.
that was like my impulsive. I'm so glad I did it. Like I still have my Pinterest board. If you want to see it, comments. I still share it with people. I'm like, oh, if you want this for your wedding, I have it already categorized. You just delete my stuff and then just go do it how you want to do it.
Yeah,
Like I have the template, but that was like kind of. That was fun. That was really impulsive. That was really fun.
I love that. Okay, what do you want? Hold on, let me stop. All right, to close out this segment, what are 3 words that you would like describe like this era, this midlife crisis era that you've been in and experienced?
Chaotic,
That's a good one.
whimsical,
Okay.
and trying to think what else I would describe. This is kind of hard. I would say blessings.
Mm,
Blessings.
I like.
Blessings. Okay, what about you? What are your 3 words?
Okay, so for me, I would say like unpredictable,
Okay.
sobering,
Yes.
like, very sobering, but I feel like growth. I would
Yes.
say like growth at the end of the day, like you like learn to trust yourself on a whole new level. Like
Mhm.
you inevitably grow, like as
Yes,
you know. And so I feel like embracing that really helps you to like benefit from the chaoticness,
yes,
right?
yes,
So, yes, I hope you enjoyed this segment. I hope it gets you talking with your friends. Like, maybe you guys have like gone through some things like together and like you would have been like, I definitely know what your quarter life crisis is. And sometimes you might not even think of it. Like, talk with your friends,
yes.
like, make it a chitter chatter, like, see what you guys can learn from each other and really have that reflective time. I think it'll be such a fun conversation. And leave below in our comments, we're going to have a poll. Do you think the quarter life crisis is a myth or reality based on your experiences? We would love to know. All right, let's get into what's next.
Okay. Now it's time for our favorite part of the show where we share our unpopular opinions, maybe popular opinions, our controversial takes. What I like to call our take on it.
Yes.
So, my take on it this week.
Mm-hmm.
So again, as I doom scroll on TikTok, you
Our
know what?
favorite activity.
Really, honest, one of our favorite. Unfortunately, my brain rotting activity.
Yes.
I could be selling drugs, but instead I watch TikTok, which is actually a drug.
Hey,
Whatever,
hey,
we'll take it
we'll
for
take
30 minutes. Anyways, so I happened to open up TikTok again today after work, and it's like this clip of the CNN journalists interviewing these Christian nationalist pastors, white pastor men, and they were talking about like they said that like let me not misquote the motherfucker because he said some wild ass shit. Let me quote. He said, "quote Women are the kind of people that people come out of." End quote. And so,
Excuse me?
excuse me. It's even to the point like the journalist is a female journalist, and she's like
Mm.
baffled. Like, what are you trying to say, Buki? Like, women are only meant to have babies? And essentially, he said, yeah, like in a
That's so
roundabout way.
objectifying.
It's so ever. And then the interview went along to they interviewed some other Christian nationalist pastors to
Mm-hmm.
say that that they would support of the appeal the 19th Amendment, which gave women right to vote. Women's legal right to vote. Like, yeah, I don't think women should vote. We're not equals. Like, they're like, we're
That's
equal
it.
because we're both saved by God, but not equal. And it's giving little dick energy.
It is.
And it's just like, and unfortunately, I hate like seeing women in these positions because like you realize that you are voting against your own best interests. You were married someone against your best interests, and you're also raising the next generation of women and young men who believe these very toxic and very harmful feelings and beliefs and participate in this rhetoric
Yes.
because maybe if that's how you feel and that's how a Christian society they feel, that's how a Christian society should feel. If that's their personal belief with their religion, that's their business. But who are you to make that the law of the land? This is not a Christian
Exactly.
society.
And
Like,
it's
come
like
on.
and you're manipulating people into thinking that it's a Christian principle, which I don't believe none of that. Okay,
None of
Jesus,
that at
my God, my
all.
Jesus, he wouldn't be like that. Okay, and I know that. And it's crazy you're saying this because I saw this girl on TikTok. I think she went to Liberty University, but she was just saying how like they're taught as Christians how to like take over the government and like what things to say and how like they should only vote Republican. It doesn't matter if you don't like who the candidate is. Like this is like the right thing to do, the Christian thing to do because then we're able to be able to put laws in place that are for or aligned with our religion. And then you have these men who are like they're basically using religion to like roll out or to perpetuate their
Yes,
narrative that make that women are inferior because it makes them feel good. Of course
it makes me
women are
feel good.
inferior. Of
Like,
course black people are inferior. Of course other races are inferior. It just makes them feel good. And that's so bogus.
it's
It's so
so
bogus.
even too like honestly, women I bias. I don't care. Women are
Hmm.
the strongest. We are
Hmm.
the superior creatures, human beings on earth. We create life. Like we have the capability of creating
We
life.
create
We
life.
create the life. We take
Think
a
about
little
we create life.
life. We grow it in our uterus, on our bodies. Our organs change. Our bodies change. Not only we create life, we could sustain it. We could feed it. Like we literally like when if we have if I'm blessed with a baby, if you and I are both blessed with babies.
Hmm.
They will take their mouths on my tits and then will drink, and I can feed them nutrients.
Milk that I produce.
I
Woo,
produce
like girl,
off their
what
based
did
off their blood.
Ariana Grande say? God is a woman.
God is a
Okay,
woman.
hello. So I don't even know why he's playing like that. That is
Okay.
so
If that's the case, then Jesus would have come out of Mary. He would have come out of Joseph.
oh,
Okay.
okay. Clock it, because that's a real tea.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I gotta say about that. So, little dick energy, back the fuck away.
Mm-hmm.
This is not gonna be a Christian society. I'm a Christian Catholic woman, and y'all didn't read the Bible. You must read that little King James version because that's not the real one. No shade to King James, but just saying.
Clock 'em.
Anyway, so
Okay.
what's your take on it this week, Jillian?
Okay, so for me, it's a little bit lighter. It's bring back the landline phones. Like,
Yes,
I get like those spam calls. I get like calls about refinancing my mortgage, like just bogus calls. And sometimes I'm like, I wish I had a home phone number to put down so I
yes,
can call my home phone number. Like, bring back landline culture. Like, I want one of those cute, like little. I've actually looked into this. This is how
yes,
serious I am about this. I want to get like a cute one. You know, like the little lips or like a little purple
yes,
phone, like a really cutesy like retro
yes.
phone or something like that, or like one I could put
With
on
the
my
cord.
wall. Yes, the cord. I think that'd be so cute. So yeah, bring back the landlines because I'm also like I know we talked about nostalgia in the last episode and like how we used to have like different phones. It wasn't just everybody had an iPhone. Like I'm also starting to get to a place where I'm like, do I want to get like a second phone? Well, that would be like my main phone, but like I would keep my iPhone for like content stuff
Yes,
and like, I'm in the Apple ecosystem heavy, but like I kind of want another like type of phone too.
your home phone.
Yeah, so I want this. But yeah, bring back the landlines. Like, what do y'all think? Like, would you get a landline?
Girl, let me tell you what. Remember back in the day, you had a home phone and a cell phone was listed. Now it's
Yep,
like automatically giving you
exactly,
those.
exactly.
I'm with that because it's like the little ring, 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 ring. Look at the
Go to
caller ID.
voicemail.
Go to voicemail. Who's calling me? Leave a voicemail, and you can still hear the voicemail echoing
Mm-hmm.
on the speaker as they're calling. See if you want to pick up the phone or not. And like, actually, you're full of shit. Let me delete this. Or
Yeah.
it's actually so important I can pick it up and I can reference.
Exactly. But like my phone is just my I feel like my phone, like your phone is supposed to be personal and I feel like it's gotten so like unpersonal because like
Yes,
everybody can call you. And then people be trying to text you. No, that's why you're
girl.
getting a landline so you can't even text me. Don't be texting my phone
Girl, who
and
the
we're not
hell?
friends. Like just because I called you, leave me a message, be professional. I don't know if that's like the old millennial me, but like some of it's a little like my phone is supposed to be personal.
I
So
agree.
but yeah, that's my little take on it. I hope you guys enjoyed our episode this week. Talk with your girlfriends, go through your lilac report, talk about the topic we talked about with midlife crisis. Hit up our poll and don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Have a wonderful week, y'all. Bye.